Hi everyone, welcome back to another gameplay. As you can hear, I finally could fix the microphone, no more static noise, so now it should be a lot better. I'm gonna use this video before I start doing the gameplays to give you some general tips that I've learned throughout me playing the game. These tips are gonna be especially useful for Impoppable or Chimps. As I said in my last video, I'm gonna cover three different things in my gameplays: half cash mode, then Impoppable, and then Chimps. I hope that in next patches the towers are not gonna be hugely changed, so in that way everyone that is going to be looking at my videos and my strategies will be able to follow them, or at least take inspiration from them, and to beat the maps. So yeah, let's go into the sandbox so I can just show you the things I've learned just by playing up the game. Just focusing here more on Impoppable or Chimps, because of the fact that half cash is just playing in hard, but you get everything half. So in Impoppable and Chimps you start from round 6, so you start already from a further round, and therefore there are more bloons, you need more defenses. The main difference between Impoppable and Chimps is the fact that in Impoppable you can use monkey knowledge, powers, selling, and income, so you can use farms, and therefore that means that in Impoppable, if you have unlocked a lot of monkey knowledge, Impoppable becomes pretty easy to complete. Instead, Chimps is always a challenge, because it doesn't matter which level you have unlocked and how much you have played the game. You start with, you have no monkey knowledge and none of that stuff, so everyone starts from the same point. And yeah, just here going into the towers, so giving you some general advices about towers and the Impoppable and the Chimps mode is, first of all, in Impoppable and Chimps you go all the way up to round 100, so up to the B80 bloon. And after round 80, an important thing that you need to know is that the ceramics are gonna become stronger. So if I spawn here around 38, right, I just get here a tower that can pop, yeah, the bloons, example a 501 ninja, and I play around 38 here. These are all the bloons that are gonna come around 38. I don't care really about not being able to pop the leads, I just want to show you. See here when the ceramics are gonna come out. Let's see, here are the ceramics, see, 1 and 2. See how easy it was to pop the ceramic layer. I'm gonna just show you now here again. Like 5 hits from the ninja, and the ceramics and all the like all the rainbows, all the other layers were pretty much gone. But see what happens now if I spawn around 82, for example. So after round 80, oh wait, I need to start the round so that the game remembers. Yes, a bunch of mobs, a bunch of ceramics, yes, yes, yes. Okay, that's it. The game should have saved now around 82. So now see what happens if I spawn a ceramic bloon. See how many shots from the ninja are required to just pop the ceramic layer. So it's only the ceramic layer that is stronger. See? And that's called super ceramic. So after round 80, all ceramics turn into super ceramics, so they're harder to pop. And you need to remember that, because there are some upgrades, some towers that, for example the Mortar, that I think is a must to get, because if you don't get a Mortar 024, and therefore breaking the fortified shield, the fortified layer, you're gonna be struggling so much against popping all the ceramics, and especially all the fortified ceramics. This ceramic right here is not even a super ceramic, but is a fortified super ceramic, so it requires a ton of hits to be popped. And that's where I think the mortar comes in handy, because it's going to destroy the ceramic, the mob, and the PFP fortified layer. So in that way, it's going to halve pretty much the total amount of HP that those bloons would have, and that way it's a lot easier to finish them off and popping them faster. So the first tower that I recommend to always get in Impoppable or Chimps, specifically after you pass round 80, is a mortar, a 0-4 mortar. 0-2 and not 2-0, because with this you attack faster, and in that way you can break more 45 bloons, especially also if you have, like, for example, here a village that is also 2XX, so depending on whatever upgrade you get. This way the mortar attacks even faster, so you can pop even more 45 layers. So that's the first tip. Second tip is always building a glue gunner. Always go with a glue gunner, and a glue gunner with mob glue, of course, because again the problem is after round 80, especially the amount of mobs that come out, mob class bloons. So with this you're gonna be slowing down the mobs, and that of course gives all the other towers that you have to more time to pop them and to finish them off. Now then, regarding the second tree upgrade, I don't recommend to get glue soak, because this is useless against mobs. The glue gunner by itself has only one of popping power. That means that if I spawn here a mob, it's gonna glue this mob, right? If I spawn though 3 mobs, he's gonna be able to glue only 1 mob at a time. The attack speed is not that bad, but when you have like a ton of mobs coming out all glued together like this, see that the glue gunner is not even able to glue like half of them, because of the fact that there are so many of them. See how many mobs? Just 2 of all the mobs that I spawned had no glue. So glue soak is bad, and again this is bad because even if you get it, the glue soak is not gonna get through the mob layer. Watch this now. Again a ninja, boom. So this is a glue gunner with glue soak. This is a mob. I'm gonna glue it. I'm gonna sell the glue gunner. Watch the ceramics. See that they're not glued, so the glue soak does not go through mob class bloons, and therefore glue soak is useless, because if you're using already a glue gunner to glue the mob class bloons, with glue soak and also with glue corrosive, you're not doing like you're not gaining anything. Instead, with the second upgrade, with the second tree upgrade, with the first upgrade you can start having double popping power, so now you can attack 2 bloons at once. But even better, the second upgrade, you can glue up to 6 different bloons. So watch this now. If I do the same of earlier, like I spawn here a bunch of mobs, right? See now how effective the glue is gonna be. He has glued all of them with just 2 attacks. So that's why I always recommend getting a 0-3 glue gunner, because it's more effective against mobs, and it's gonna be able to glue them all, or to glue most of them, and slow them down. So that's another tower that I always recommend to get. Then also, well, yeah, I also would like you to remember that a 0-0-3 more heli can actually delay as well the movement of mob class bloons. So if I spawn here, for example, a mob, and if I just leave the heli here, the heli is gonna like blow back the mob, and so the mob can move forward. if there is only one mob, this is gonna be infinite, so the mob never is gonna be able to go through. If I spawn here more mobs, alternatively they're gonna be pushed back, so slowly they're gonna start getting through. See? So yeah, you can either move the heli like this, so in this way you're always delaying them, or you can just leave the heli fixed, and in that way, yeah, depending on the gameplay that you have. And also as well, another thing is that the 003 heli is gonna bring you closer to that 004 upgrade, and especially the 005 upgrade, the Comanche Commander. That is gonna be so good, and it's one of the best ways right now to beat Chimps mode. And then also another thing, yeah, for popping power, I always recommend getting always a bomb 204. Now 204 and not 0 to 4 is very simple. With the first upgrade, with the first 3 upgrade, you get larger bombs, larger area explosion, more popping power, and these stack perfectly with cluster bombs, and especially with recursive cluster. Plus, do not mention that the second upgrade in the first path always gives you the ability to pop 2 layers at once, so you have more larger area, larger popping power, larger bombs, 2 layers at once, plus recursive cluster. So this is like, I think it's the best upgrade to get a bomb. And the recursive clusters is gonna be so wide that you're gonna be able to target a lot of balloons all together. It procs on every 2 shots, so of course you need other towers. Well, let's see here. But yeah, it works pretty well. So it's a very huge area popping power that you can use to decimate balloons once you have as well other towers. Then another good thing, yeah, the last thing that I'm gonna show you is a trick with the villages, and consists pretty much in placing one village, the first village that you place, getting it 002. So in that way, every tower that you place around this village is gonna be cheaper because of the discount that you get. Well, of course, up to tier 3, so only the first 3 upgrades are gonna be cheaper. Now what happens is that this village alone, you can either choose to have a bigger radius and then to give more attack speed with jungle drums, or you can go and give camo detection. Normally you would like to go with camo detection because you would need it, for example, for the bomb or for towers that don't have camo detection. But then you're stuck with a village that has a pretty little range, say that it's not very big, and so it's useless because you can't place a lot of towers around it, right? But that is where placing another village comes in handy, because you can place another village like here, and this village is going to automatically increase the range of this village just because of the passive. So now this village has more range. But as well, now you can here build another village 002. That means that all the towers that now you place around the range of both of these villages are gonna have double discount, because you have you're stacking this one. See that you can stack it with 2 other villages. Plus you can now get this village 003, so you get more cash per bloom pop, and this extra cash works even on chimps, so you can get more cash if you get a 003 village. Even in chimps, the income is off, so you cannot use farms or other income methods. Plus then you have the 4th upgrade that is going to increase the range of this village, and is going to give you a free dark monkey. So now see what happens is that now you have a 004 village that has a lot bigger range, so it covers most of the towers that you would place around this village that have camo detention. You have them covered by this other village. So with all the towers, you're pretty much getting more cash per pop for my guitar. But that's not only the end. You can increase the range even further and give therefore all the towers more attack speed. And that's, I think, the best combination, because you get this super huge radius village. You're giving all the towers pretty much more attack speed. You are getting more cash. You're getting one free Dark Monkish round. And as well, you're reducing the cost of this third upgrade. Normally you're gonna get this village 032, so that in that way you can pop DDTs, for example. And yeah, that's the way to go. That's what I've been doing for Impoppable or Chimps, or even for other modes, and it works so well that yeah, it's a very nice strategy, stacking two villages with each other. And of course, you're gonna get in range of the MAB your stronger towers, because you want them to be able to pop DDTs. So if you're going, for example, with a 105 heli strategy to be able to pop DDTs, you're gonna have a heli here that is in range of both villages, and in that way, especially by being in range of an MAB, this heli can pop DDTs. And yeah, if you have it, like for example 103, all the little Comanches can pop DDTs. Plus you can even buff it further by just having, for example, an Alchemist here. The Alchemist, you don't need it to have it in range of an MIB, because the Alchemist is not gonna like attack the Bloons, most likely. You just need it to be in range of this other village to have more attack speed, so it's gonna buff the heli more often. So 400 or 402 to have even further attack speed. And yeah, in that way there is a super buffed heli, and yeah, that's pretty much the heli strategy that I have been going. It's very effective. And that's the end for the tips, for the general tips on playing in Impoppable or Chimps. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see ya. Bye bye.